Time flies! October's coming to an end. Wow. And 2 months, year 2020 will be gone. And I know a lot of people say that year 2020, please go away, please go away. You know, the thing is, it's not like the problems that we're sort of experiencing or facing now would automatically go away by 2020. By the way, there's a lovely, lovely S63 coupe. I always check out his cars, and sometimes I notice he checks out my car as well. Whew. S63 coupe. I would have gotten that car, you know, because I really, really liked it. But then of course I met this car that I currently own, and of course that would have a much better interior, a prettier cabin, infotainment system, technology, and all that. But if you want me to take a bet on reliability, I would bet on this over that, actually. The V12 Aston platforms has been proven to be very analog, very mechanical, and seldom will you face much problems. Touch wood, touch wood. As for that one, that is a highly complicated car. The S63, when you turn a corner, it will lift the outer suspension. Most often after you've done the corner, yeah, it's rather slow. And even the seats, when you turn left and right, it will pump air onto the bolsters, left or right. You know, it all sounds really amazing on paper, but when it comes to the implementation, it is rather horrid. It's like I remember was doing a continuous S curve in Langkawi, and I tell you, even after you stopped, the things are still ongoing, you know. Yeah, it's rather, but it's a beautiful car. It is a beautiful car. That will be my aim for the next Cabrio, probably. Anyway, year 2020 is coming to an end. Another 2 months. Oh, what a crazy year, right? What an absolute beast of bullshit crazy year it has been for the world. Right? It's just crazy. COVID, all the nonsense that happened. As Malaysians, you know, we've been waiting for 50 years to vote out a government, and we lost it this year. And lost Kobe Bryant, right? And then this new government, this backdoor government came in. I mean, backdoor or what? Put it aside. To me, they're still Malaysians, right? Malaysians run by Malaysians, fair and square. I mean, and another thing that a lot of people, a lot of politicians didn't point out. Okay, I have to say this, They keep putting the term backdoor government, right? But they didn't tell you this. It is legal. It is legal. What they did was legal. By our constitution, by our laws, they did not break the law, because different parties, component parties, swearing different alliances is legal, right? So you can't use terms like backdoor or like what Donald Trump likes to say. China is cheating. What do you mean by cheating when it comes to global trade? Everything is black and white. Everything is legal, right? Is that cheating? Or when you overthrow another country's government just because you openly said it, that makes it acceptable, right? There's no cheating when it comes to global trade, right? Your American corporations go to China. You wanted the market, and in order for you to set up there, blah blah, you sign a document that clearly states that to come into this partnership, we would like you to help us to kickstart our own industry with technology transfer. And because you want to earn money, you will do that. Like if I have something that I invented, and some government states or some states in China or US, right, wants to come into a joint venture with me, and the terms would be, I have to teach them what I know. And if I agree to that, because I needed money, I needed the market, if I agree to that, hey, that's what it is, right? Same goes when they want to buy TikTok and they say they want a source code and all that. That's the same thing, right? If you sign on that document, it's trade. So you can't say it's cheating. Same thing, right? You can't use the term backdoor and make it sound illegal, whereas where they are legal. It's legal for them to do this. It's just that Anwar didn't manage to do it. Anwar also wanted to do it. He kept claiming, I have the numbers. I mean, if your numbers really showed up and you form a new government, is that considered a backdoor? Right. Anyway, I'm not talking about politics here. I'm just recounting year 2020, what it is. And it's been a crazy year. So many people has died all over the world because of this disease. And another thing, this whole, you know why the whole world is so obsessed with the numbers? Like, cumulative cases. Cumulative cases, I just find it stupid. Why are people counting cumulative cases? Why? Because if you count the cumulative cases of HIV, it will be equally crazy if someone goes and publish the HIV cumulative figures of Malaysia or USA. You know, every year thousands of people were infected, right? But or cumulative figures. Okay, HIV is a wrong example because that couldn't be cured. Okay, let's talk about something that can be cured, right? Like fever, right? Imagine you count the cumulative figures of people who had food poisoning or had fever. That's just crazy. It doesn't make sense to calculate cumulative figures. But why the whole world is so obsessed with this cumulative figure thing and keeping track of how many people have died? You know, past pandemics, the H1N1, when the H1N1 blew up, the swine flu, when it blew up in US never give a damn. The Western media never give a damn, right? Millions of people got it, and hundreds of thousands of people have died from H1N1, and it spread all over the world. There were no restrictions, there were no control measures. The US government just let H1N1 let loose, and then it spread all over the world, and it's circulating out there now. But of course the difference will be H1N1 has been a few years and there is already a vaccine. All right, that's the difference. Then you think, why? Why? Because US and the Western media was in the midst of trying to pull China down by attacking them with all sorts of false allegations. Everything they can come up with, they are trying to twist and turn and just attack them non-stop, because this is about soft power and actual power. All right, when you lose in trade, when you lose in this and that, and then you try to find ways to pull another country down just to make sure you are still on top. This has been a practice that they have been doing all over the world for the past 50 years. You guys don't realize it, right? Why do Western media spend the trouble, come all the way to Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Africa, China, go all over the world to talk about the problems that people are facing, the poor people, the neglected societies of Japan, the people who suicide in Japan, the poor people of Korea, the poor communities in Hong Kong. Why? Let me tell you why. They want to remind you, because they know they have the power of media, because all over the world everybody speaks English, right? If a Russian media do a documentary like that, nobody's gonna care, right? They understand they have the power of media. They are holding that because of the international language English, right? So for the past 50 years, they have been going all over the world to remind everybody in the world that your country is a shithole. They keep on reminding you, look at Malaysia, look at this part. They highlight things that are not nice, but yet these kind of things are prevalent in every single country. Every single country has their poor communities. Every single country has their slums. Every single country has their neglected societies, But they come out and talk about yours. Why? They remind you that your country is not as good as theirs, whereas on theirs they will show you things like a few police cars and the ambulance trying to help a cat, and you feel that, wow, they're so nice. If it's in my country, right, they don't care. This in a way would send a message to everybody in your country that you feel that next time, if you can, if you are capable, if you earn enough money, you will migrate to their country. I'm serious, right? This is the message that they want to ingrain in your brain, that you will migrate to their country when you made it. And this, in a way, helps them to absorb global talents. I tell you, there are beautiful places in India, but what do you see on their media every day? How dirty the water are, how polluted it is. I tell you, India has a lot of beautiful places. And I tell you, US, there are whole towns and cities polluted and poisoned by water, and their children are infected, are affected. But the government don't care. Did they ever talk about that? They don't. Let me tell you, in Los Angeles, one of the most wealthy city in US, there are entire streets, tons of them, full of people who has no homes, and nobody take care of them. They sleep by the side of the road. They put up tents. They literally just sleep by the side of the roads. But their media refuse to talk about it. They don't highlight it to you and I. They will only highlight the problems of your country. They will fly all over to your place and talk about yours and remind you how shit is that, to stir up your emotions, and then one day you will go to their country and they get to absorb all the good talents all over the world. That's one thing. Remember how they did for the past 1 year? They have been brewing this. You know how Thailand is having the demonstrations against the monarchy? Actually, for past 1 year, I tell you, they have been making documentaries about the Thai king. Alright? The scandals of blah blah blah. Let me ask you this. What is wrong with a king having a few wives? Why don't they go and do a documentary on their ally, the Arab King, right? Now think about it. Think about it. And yes, the Thai king, blah 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 blah, whatever, you know. Hey, it's just his own habit. If he likes to wear a short singlet, if he loves to put on fake tattoos, these are minor things compared to the prince of the British monarchy, right? Going out together with Jeffrey Epstein in his island, right? With allegations of young girls sleeping with him. Why don't they do that? Think about it. Alright, anyway, it has become a rant. That wasn't my purpose when I rolled the video. Anyway, let me park my car first and I'm going for a meeting. Cheers. Sorry, right after a meeting and then the whole mind is occupied by so many things, and I have totally no idea where I left off earlier on, but nevertheless, I roughly know my topic is about 2020, and yeah, all the stuff that happened, and the whole world was following the numbers day by day on the COVID that was spreading in China, and this became what everybody is doing for every single country, and in the end it came back and bite them when Italy, Spain, you know, UK, Germany, US especially, because at first they were like cheering, they were like watching it's as if they're watching some zombie attacks, and those numbers are like gain points or whatever, right? The West was sort of like cheering and chilling about it. Anyway, nothing to laugh at or vengeance laughter, you know, but we just hope every country gets to cope with it. And year 2020 really has thrown, imagine those in the hotel industry, those in the airline industry, the ex-stewardess and all that, everybody gone. So for those of you who have lost your job, especially if you are an ex-air steward or in the airline industry, hotel industry, if you need something to do, let us know, because we have established quite a few things for those to earn like a side income or pocket money for yourself, you know, Evo Club insurance and Evo Club car wash, these things. Alright, just let us know, hit us up. If we can help, we'll help. You know, we'll create things for you too. Most people, the things that they don't have is a platform for them to earn money from, right? And at first you may seem that, oh, it's not something I know. You don't need to know. You just need a platform that sort of accepts you or allows you to go in there and use the platform to make money. So that is the most important thing. Alright? So year 2020, if it is for myself and it's for us at Horizon, I guess so many things have happened. We might not be able, I might not be able to remember every single thing that we did, but at least what I roughly know or what I can remember is at least we have did a few things that we had wanted to do. We've always wanted to do, right? Clubhouse in Sarawak, right? I know COVID happened and basically we couldn't do any activities there, right? But 2020 is also the time where we created the whole weekend driving car culture in Penang, because as far as I know, Penang never had it, right? You have a lot of people who own car guys in Penang, but there wasn't one you know, this thing that is so prevalent in KL PJ, whereby people go out and drive on weekends. It it was never it was never a thing in Penang. And sorry, I have to look at my map and drive. And I'm just happy that in January we actually went. I actually went up to Penang and we did a drive in our Penang clubhouse, dropped the top, right? And so it was nice. And now it has become like a monthly thing. Every second Sunday of the month there will be a drive. Of course, during MCO, no drive lah, right? We have to comply by the rules, and I see the group growing, the group chat in the Penang Drive group growing, and that's really something rewarding. So we did I think that was in January. So we established the weekend drive thing in Penang. This is really nice. Weekend toge, toge session. That was January. We did that, and then later on, oh yeah, the biggest thing we did, right? The whole Volvo Horizon Design Challenge for Doodle and Eco World. That is also groundbreaking. To be able to pull that off this year was amazing, right? It was our second time in running this contest, but the first time was conceptual. The first time was our readers who happen to run interior design firms design based on the layout of a development. Sorry, the glare is the glare that's stopping me from looking at it. It's not so much, but it's the glare. I'm sorry. So, sorry. So that was the first year. It was just a concept. And then we organized a night event, and then we went out there, and everybody voted, right? And after the voting was done, what the hell is wrong with all these roads marking? Absolute bullshit. Oh, okay. Sorry. Whoever designed this part of road, the way it twists and turns, it doesn't make sense, Anyway. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the second time in the running. The first time when we did it, it was conceptual, right? Our readers who happen to run interior design firms participated, and then based on the layout of the development, they design it and then print it out, and then we have basically one night of voting. And I brought the winners to Sweden and visited the Volvo plant, visited the design center, talked to Volvo designers. That's it. That was the first round, right? But this round is even crazier. This round, the one that we did for Doodle and Eco World, is an actual development where Malaysians get to vote for the design that they like to be included into the final fully furnished construction, and then they can buy, which also means the interior designers who participate, the interior designers who happen to be our readers who participate in this contest, actually gets a contract to work on during this difficult time of MCO, of lockdowns, they get business. So not only that, the 6 winners, each of them get a Volvo S90 to be driven for half a year, and after that the car can be sold to them based on the half-year depreciation, like a fleet sales if they want to, So these are the things that we have created this year, Volvo Horizon. That was a big one, right? And then we didn't stop, because my goal was to launch Evo Club Insurance this year, and we also managed to launch it. Remember guys, if you are renewing your insurance, this is the best one out there. Why? Because not only that you don't have to pay so much if you don't drive that much based on your mileage, but if you drive a lot, you're someone who needs your car to work, you work really hard to save money and all that, this is the only insurance plan where you can you can separate your payment. You know, every year when you renew insurance, it's actually costly to you, right? But you'll be able to separate your payments up to three rounds. Okay, so that's another thing that we have done. And now I need to go visit HP. You know, the guy without his car now because he crashed his Lexus IS. I go visit him. Hello. B2197 visitor.
B2197.
Yeah.
One another B297.
Visitor parking mana?
Signal track আছে bagi license নাও
Oh, okay.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And to quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business so humongous, you would think that happens in there. Oh man, I'm all that, yeah, I'm all that. Looking for that whip, yeah, that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have him yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like, whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though.
See,